Hello and good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Leave It Love. Leave It Love is a spiritual channel. It's a spiritual channel. I talk about a whole bunch of spiritual things, and it's to help you, it's to cleanse you, it's to protect you from negative energies. Negative energies. That's what I have been experiencing. That's what I've dealt with for years is negative energies. I'm not religious. I do not go to church. I do not have a specific religion, but I am aware of the religions, like different religions. I know what people do and what they believe in, and like I get it, but I just pray to God and I thank God for life. I'm here, I'm alive, I could make a video. It's like, I'm just thankful to God. Religion to me is just rules and restrictions and telling you like what you cannot do, what is forbidden, what is like against their rules. But God is free. It's like how, I don't know. So it's like I just have my own thing. I do my own thing. But I pray to God every day. Every morning when I wake up, I'll be like, thank God. I'm up. I'm up. I'm alive. I'm like, I'm okay. And I could go about my day. I thank God for that. Religion is like, I got into this, well, I'll listen. Maybe I didn't like what was said. I didn't like what was said or their interpretation of what I do went against everything they believe in, but they're religious. So it's like, you take what religious people say very lightly because that's not who I am. But I listen. I try to understand them, because I didn't understand religion or their way of seeing things, or they see things and they just want to give you rules and what you can't do. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I just listened to it, but it made me go into look up Jesus Christ, the story of Jesus Christ, Joseph, Mary. And I'm looking into stuff. Like I get information. I don't know the Bible. It'll come to me. Information will come to me and I don't know. So then I'll have to look it up to find out where is this coming from. And I talk about Lot's wife a lot. Lot's wife, she, Lot was a man that was in Sodom and Gomorrah. And then I'm like, Sodom and Gomorrah, what's that? Then it was the destruction of these two cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. Angels came to him. The people in these cities were so awful. They were so evil. They wanted to torture the angels, capture the angels. They wanted to do all this stuff to the angels. The angels cast blindness on the people so that Lot could get away. And they told him to leave and don't look back. Get your family and leave. And he's running away. And then, like, all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose in the nation of Sodom and Gomorrah. They did not, it was like the place was just so corrupt. And it's two cities. And they had different ideologies. One was wealthy city, but they didn't help the people. They didn't care about the people. But it's a wealthy city, and they just didn't care for their own people. And then this other place, they were just murderers, killers, and they had no self-respect, no kind of morals, no values, like no nothing. They were just like savages. I'm like, wow. Like, okay. Everything was a plot. Like, you go there, they're plotting on you and how to rob you and how to set you up and do something to you because they never seen you before. And then it's like, it makes me think of the Bronx, because the Bronx is like that. Like, oh, you must be new around here. And they'll look at you. They'll look at you, see where you going. Like, who do you know? Why are you over here? Like, they're going to look. They're going to look at you. Whatever, but that's the Bronx. That's how it is here. And it's probably like that in other places too. Other places around the world is criminal activity, it's corruption. Like, I'm suing the courthouse, it's politics, people with power and places of power. and they abuse their power. They don't help the people, and it's just like, wow. So and then it's like my messages, like I'm getting locked, and then I'm looking up Sodom and Gomorrah, and then it's like I never read the Bible, so then Google is my friend. Google is my friend, and YouTube, because I go on YouTube and I look for videos, and it was two videos that talked about Sodom and Gomorrah, and I was just like, wow, like this was so informative, and it gave me like all the information that I needed, and I was just like, wow, like thank you, thank you for making this video, because not everyone knows the Bible, not everyone knows, and then it's like, and then they don't talk about it. So and then it's like you just hear about it. I have to ask Google, because then they won't go into it. Like nobody wants to fucking tell you, read the book, read the book. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading the book. Like, I'm gonna look for it online. What was it? This was I'm gonna say the pages, because the pages was so informative, and I was just like, wow, like thank you for making the. And I subscribed to them. So one was called Sacred Chronicles, and it was talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, which city was more corrupt, right? That's one page, right? I be doing research, I be looking it up. And then this other one was Chronicles, the Digital Gospel. I was like, yo, this is so fantastic. Like how they can talk and they can teach you, because they're teaching you. They're telling you things. They're giving you the information that they don't want to tell you. They just automatically think they're better than you because you don't know. I'm like, well, if you tell me so that I understand, but no one wants to tell you. So thank you, Google. Thank you, YouTube. And this is the second page. The quote oracles, the digital gospels. It was the 5 sins of Sodom and Gomorrah and why God destroyed it. So it was like Sodom and Gomorrah were 2 cities, and they were both evil cities, like wicked cities. They both did corrupt things. I didn't understand, I'm just listening to it. Then I listened to the second one, the digital gospel, and they talked about homosexuality. They talked about all kinds of sins. It's a sin, but it's accepted. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say anything about it because it's accepted. But it's like it's not right. It's morally wrong. But we have to accept it because society makes you accept it. But what's right and what's wrong. You know what you're not supposed to do. You just don't say nothing because they'll cast judgment on you, but they'll blacklist you. They'll put it so nobody will watch you, nobody will talk to you. They'll cast you out because you said something negative about something that everyone else approves of. And it's just like, oh my God, like, you know what? Like, it's fucking fine. Like, you just have to look at this shit. You have to accept this shit and act like it's okay. And it can bother you. Yeah. But the core oracles, it listed 5 sins, the 5 sins that Sodom and Gomorrah did. And I was just like, wow. And it was the way they treated the people also. It was like they abused their power, and they didn't help their people. It was a wealthy place, but then they didn't care about the people. And it's just like, how can you not care? You're supposed to care, but they didn't care. They had the power to help, the power to do more. You can teach the people, but you don't have to belittle them either. Like, there's a way to talk to people. There's a way to communicate to people so that they don't get angry with you. It'd be like, you know what, it curse you out and start thinking the worst of you because you have this mentality. And it's just like, wow, like, okay, let me do my own research so I don't stay mad at you. But whatever. And then this was another one. This one was with Lot's wife, because I talk about it because the siren's going off. Lot's wife, he's running away from Sodom and Gomorrah, the city that is so bad, it's so corrupt. They're like, get out of here, Lot, because we're about to destroy this whole city. They was trying to kill the angels. Like how the angels come into Lot to give him information and warn him and tell him, oh, you got to get out the city. And then everybody plotting, looking at the angels, and they're like, oh, they're going to Lot's house. Then everybody in the town goes to Lot's house and is telling him to give up the angels. He gave up his daughters before he gave up the angels. And it's just like, wow, like you gave up your own children before you gave up the angel. But that just shows you like women were not valued as anything. They were nothing, you know? So it was like, I'm not giving up my angels. You don't give up the kids. Whatever. But the city was just so bad, and it's just like how they gonna come and try to do something and harm the angels. In what I saw, like they wanted to torture the angels, rape the angels, do all kinds of things to these angels. I'm like, oh my god, like the city was just so bad. It was an awful city. That's why the city was destroyed. Then I'm just like, wow, fucking wow. And the angels cast blindness on them so that Lot could escape. And then destruction came. It was like, oh, hellfire for everybody in the city that's acting crazy and doing stuff, that's plotting, planning to kill. They were just evil, wicked, and cruel. And that was their nature. They were like born this way. And then he said, find me 10 people in this city that's not evil. And they couldn't find 10 people. He was like, find 10 people and he won't destroy the city. And he couldn't find 10 people. 10 people out the whole city. And they was all fucked up kind of people. The only person that was saved was Lot and his wife and children. But his wife looked back and she turned to salt. It's like you're not supposed to look back. Like whenever you look back, bad things happen when you go backwards. That's why I don't go backwards. I look at this. I'm like, oh hell no! I'm not gonna turn it to a pillow of salt because you do it. No, I'm not looking back. It's like you move forward. Like the story of Lot and his wife is like you always have to keep moving forward. Like we always end up going backwards, and you go back and you want to give a person a second chance, and it's like don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. It's always gonna be bad. It's always bad news when you go backwards. So it's like don't go backwards. If you got out of there, God saved you and you got out of there, don't go back. Do not go back to that. This one with Lot's wife is because the page is called Christ underscore offers. I'm gonna put the links in the description box because I do research. We're in the day and age, millennials. I think I'm a millennial, right? I think I'm a millennial. Like everything is just happening now, and I'm on the times, and everything is online. Everything is on the computer. Like if I don't have Wi-Fi, I'm losing my shit. But or I'll read a book, you know, to distract myself because I don't watch TV. But everything is online. You want information? Go online. Go on Google. Go do something. You want to find something, you can find it. All the information is online. Whatever you're looking for, it is online. All the information I talk about is online. It's not that I just talk to talk. I look up information, I research information so that I know what I'm talking about, so that I don't sound like I don't know. And then if I don't know, I'm gonna do more research because you talking to me like I don't know. Like I'm gonna do more research, more research on this shit because I'm like, you know, I complain about people, not people. It's like they're just so evil, so wicked, and so cruel. And then it's like, how can you think nothing is gonna happen to you? Like, God destroyed cities because the people were so evil, so wicked, and so cruel. It was just. And then in the video, in the digital gospel, he talked about the homosexuality. I was like, wow, like nobody wants to talk about that. They act like everything is okay. everything is okay, and it's like no one says anything, and then it's like, you know what, you could see it and it's going on, but it's not okay. Like it's wrong, it's morally wrong, like you're not supposed to do it, but it's accepted by society. But in the Chronicles Digital Gospels page, in the 5 sins of Sodom and Gomorrah, the homosexuality was listed there. It was men with men and women with women, and it was all kinds of stuff. And I just listened to it because they're telling you the story of what had happened. What had happened was, because nobody wants to talk to you about what had happened. Like what had happened. Like I want to know what had happened. Like everybody wants to say, oh, this happened and that happened, but what happened? Like I don't know what happened. And I gotta look it up because I don't know. Sodom and Gomorrah are two cities that were destroyed by God. God came and destroyed these two cities because they were corrupt. It was evil. They were evil, wicked, and cruel, malicious. They were horrible human beings. They treated people poorly. They abused their power. And it's all things that we're going through now, like the abuse of power, the corruption, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. And then it's just like, how can you think nothing is gonna happen to you? Something is gonna happen. Something has got to give. And it's like, you know what? Stay faithful to God, believe in God, and stay on the right path. Don't try to be like them because everybody is wicked and cruel. Then you're gonna go and be like them. Like, don't be like them. Like, you know better. You know better than that. And you don't try to be like them just to catch just to catch a trend, or just to have friends. They want to be evil, wicked, and cruel. You don't gotta be like that. Righteous people are usually alone. They don't run in packs. They don't have a whole bunch of friends. They don't run like that. They're not like that. Decent people, righteous people, people that are awakened are usually alone. They don't run in packs. They don't have all these people around and you can call a friend and get in touch with this. Nah, they don't no. It doesn't work. You can't reach them like that. You have to know them directly in order to get any kind of contact with them, because no one can get in touch with them because they're a real one. That's why. And that's it. I just wanted to talk about, because like I always say, I like it when you comment. I like it when you comment because it makes me go back and do more research. So when people comment and they say things and then they think that you don't know something, or there's something that you didn't explain, I will do more research. I will look up more information, and I'll talk about it again, and I will talk about it again until people get it. Because the Sodom and Gomorrah, I didn't know what it was, and then it was connected to Lot. I didn't know it was connected to Lot. Like Lot, I talked about him first because he was told to escape the city, leave with your family. And he left with his family, and his wife looked back. She has her own reasons for looking back. Like, if God is saving you from evil, from a place, a person, don't go back to that same place. Don't go back to that person. If all this stuff happened because of that person, and then you're going to go back to the past, like, it's like a lesson. And then it's in the Bible, and then it's a story, and then it's like they don't explain it to you like that. So I'm like, wow, like, and that's the lesson in going back. Like, don't fucking look back. Like, if you were able to escape and get away, you thank God you got away, because the whole city, place has been destroyed and nothing has been built on that land again. That's crazy. And this is biblical times. So, and then Lot and his wife, and then I'm looking up, what were they running from? They were running from Sodom and Gomorrah. What the fuck is Sodom and Gomorrah? It's a place. It's cities. I didn't know that either. I thought thinking it's a person. I thought it was a person. But no, it's a city. Sodom is a city and Gomorrah is another city. And the cities were both evil. They were both bad cities. And God came down and destroyed both cities. And I was just like, wow. And people are evil, wicked, and cruel, abusing their power, corruption, organized crime, RICO crimes, the setups, the murders, it's the betrayal. It's like, it's just so much stuff. And then people think that they're gonna have a good life. Like you are cursing yourselves, but they don't see it like that. They think that they're gonna have a good life. They're gonna be blessed and they're gonna live forever and ever. No, they're going to be cursed. They're gonna die young, and it's just gonna be a horrible life for them. They're lucky if they live. Put it like that. But I'm just talking and I'm thinking it was three different pages because I'll be looking. It was one page is called Sacred Chronicles. Another page is called Christ underscore authors. And the other page is called Quote Oracles, the Digital Gospel. This one, the Quote Oracles, the Digital Gospel, it said everything. The five sins. Like, I didn't know, like, okay, you say they're evil cities, right? But why are they evil? Why are the cities evil? In the Digital Gospel, that was said the reasons why the cities were destroyed. It said all the reasons as to why they were just awful, and it said everything in that one, in the Digital Gospel. So I look it up and I'm like, just thank you for creating the page for people that don't know, like people like me that don't know, and I want to know. I don't even have the Bible, so it's like, how am I going to learn or read, or even, I have to look it up. I have to go online. I have to Google it. I go on YouTube. I look for it. And it's like, I'm just so happy that other people look for it too. And they make these videos so that you can learn. You can learn something. Like, if you didn't know, now you know. Like, I didn't know, now I know. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's a better understanding to things. But leave with love, leave with love. And I'm going to put the links in the description box for those pages so that you can just check it out too if you want to. Leave with love. Bye.